Hello, this is Gerald Jovaas. Again, the time for some more simplified examples. Otherwise, I think that I don't have much chance that people who follow the videos are interested even in the meaning of letters, that they can grasp actually what's behind it and can actually learn it also a bit more quickly, understand it a bit more quickly, how and why it works also. So before having any doubts of why should it work in the first place, is maybe again the time to show you how we hear these letters, how we recognize these letters, as a basic tool actually, how we recognize things in general. So I will build it up here from letter to letter with examples, and I will stick here a little bit with the first letter, but I will compare it already with the first three letters, how they are building up actually our orientations themselves. And that's why you recognize them. We have the building stock, the building blocks, and they are actually quite simple once you understand them, but to explain them, that's another thing. Okay, let's give it another try. ATK is the first letters of the complex system of order in space, in time, and in a time-space context, actually how you recognize a whole set of behaviors. And the letters all have their own place, have certain positions, and these positions are automatically associated with certain things. And I will give it again a bit more attention, starting from the first letters from this system. And here's already a comparison to the ATK, how we recognize them. It's all both of it's also a numerical system in it. So the first three letters are about number one. So we focus upon one center, or recognize one thing, and also it also already gives us a lot of associations that are quite simple actually. Also, and with ATKs, not just all the number one. You find it in numerology. I have extended this to the realization that it's also like going towards one, having one, and having something which is actually less or doubtful one. And that's what you actually already see here. If you start to focus upon things, it's trying to focus. Here with A, it's trying to focus and say, yeah, I think I see that. I think I already see it. That's the kind of intention that the association that you have, and everything which is in that way is fixed to the association with the letter A. And when you really see it clearly, I give more examples to it later, you have actually a more clear vision of how it looks like and in everything, and you can see the measurements actually already a little better. It's a sharpened vision. And once you see, okay, I'm trying to focus, but it seems to be a bit off also. Here you see it, like how it's going to be off. Is it still just one thing that I see, or it's more this doubtfulness that you are creating by trying to sharpen it and already being distracted actually at the same time, that not being sure if it's just one thing with just one element, with just one focus that we're focusing upon, is typical for the letter K. And just this distinction alone of focusing upon this one thing is actually the basic foundation of how we focus upon things. It's just into one focus. And of course we're going to focus here in this video to the first letter, the letter A. And all the elements that I said before, that they are qualities that fit to this letter, is that we are trying to center it. So the centering focus is the main thing, is the most important. We also start from there. And that's what I'm doing. I'm still forming my focus. So it's not formed fully yet, but I'm doing that. And that's the kind of attention which is associated with A, and how it also has extra associations that you can get from words with the letter A, how you approach it. You think you have a centered thing, but it also is a learning process, so there's more to see than just the centering thing. And your attention keeps this open actually, so that you're still aware that there's a little bit more than just that centering just one thing. I might not even see everything, but there is that tendency to say, okay, but I have something that I can work with. That's the horizontal line that associates itself with that kind of repetition, and that refers again to how we hear the letters. A is that kind of, yeah, I see that there is a main focus. I have and it repeats itself, and I keep my main focus. That's how we hear this. Ah keeps on running in the same way. You have just one vibration. It's always the same vibration, and I keep having the idea. Okay, I have some middle point, some frequency, like I can base myself upon, like a number one, like the 1 megahertz as well. It's that I have this foundation. I can count on it. Possibly, if you keep on focusing it, you also have to have that attention. Become more aware that there's even more there. So even if you keep that idea, you might be even a bit off to reality by making a decision too quickly and say, okay, I have my number one, I have my definition, because at an A you don't have the definition yet. That's the next letter. T is really, I have a sharp vision. That's not a sharp vision. I have some foundation to work with. All these associations tells you a lot of letters with the words with the letter A. I give an example, just one example of things, because then A way should fit actually to all the things that are separate, that have a unity, have a number one. When I have a thing, like anything that you say, okay, I have in my focus on an object, then it should be theoretically, if you're a little bit too quickly in understanding this theory, you would say, okay, that everything should be with a letter A if I have just one focus. Okay, let's find out why and why not. So how you see it, like the apple, which starts with the A as well, does it fit with the apple then as well? It does, of course, because we have this focus, as I said. So, but the apple and like a stone has more or less also this kind of focus. I focus upon an object. So why is then the stone not with an A, and is it with an O? So how does that come? And I immediately tell you why. In a way, actually, a stone fits with A in the letter A, because A refers that, yes, you're focusing upon a object. There is the A to which the letter A refers. But the object itself is with the letter O. And how does it come? Because stone, also as a stone, is not about the object. It's about, we know it already, it's about the material. Stone alone, without A, immediately gives us a different vision. And then we go to the letter O and S, then maybe already to have a clue where is it is about. So it's the stone. We're no longer focusing with the word stone towards a object, an object. No, it's referring to, we start with S, then we go to the T and then with the O. We need these things. So O is already different. Where does it refer to? The S itself is from the third category. I'll already go quickly to it because I will add more and better examples later. S refers to, I will explain it better a bit further with images. It refers to, that it doesn't have any borders. You go actually to the material itself, to the definition itself. The material, as if you can only sense it to where it is. There is no real borders there. It is about that material. If I'm still focused upon something, about an object, it doesn't have real borders at that point. The O itself, I will explain in a minute too. But here it is. So the S is really that sense that, okay, there is a bigger definition behind it. And I sense it, and I've sensed it towards the middle, towards a focus that really still has a place. I'm still focusing upon a place where that stone is, or stone in general is. If it would be sta instead of stone, then it's like, you can use that word, of course, for staring. I'm staring at the things somewhere, and then I'm still focusing at it. But that's not what it is about. This stop, it is with stop. So with the T I have, I have it somewhere. I have a place for it somewhere, where I can see, okay, where it is. So it's in the vertical, it's at a certain point. I know it's a point, and that point is somewhere in space. As the theory also says, the first three things focus upon space only, doesn't need a timing, it's just there. I choose it immediately, now, there, and there is my definition. That's the T about, which I'm going to explain better later. O itself is then also being explained better later, is about, yeah, I'm going to beyond my object itself, so beyond space, where the timings are, is also a bit further away from you into the environment. I go towards the environment, I go wider, so that I can also add definitions like timing. So I say like, okay, these borders are not really fixed, but I have a way, like I still follow it. I see, okay, the stone, what is stone for me? It's somewhere from there to there. I follow it up where I will define my stone. It's up to me, of course, till where, how much time I even have to define the range of. I say, okay, here I see the stone. Well, even there, okay, there's a certain range that I can follow up. That's the thing I have with the O. I follow it up, that material that I sense it's there somewhere, and of course the other letters even add more to it, which is not important now. I was talking about the A, and the A I think was already quite well explained here, so that you understand why it is recognized orally and how it is recognized orally, how it is also recognized visually, and how A is different from O, for instance, just as an example. And I hope to have more clear examples from the next letters onwards from here onwards. Thank you very much. Bye.